welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be discussing something that I think a lot of people could have some more help with. I notice a lot of people on Reddit posting things like, they're looking for a club or club complaints or just how to be a good owner, and I figured I would make a video summarizing everything for both club owners and club members. You're a club member, you don't like owning clubs, you don't like having a lot of responsibility. This guide can also help you understand what you should be expecting from a club or your club owner, and what's okay, what's not okay, and just how to find a club that's good for you. There is 6 essential things I think every club should have before they even start advertising or anything. First one is a good aesthetic slash organization. Do you have a good club name? Is your outfit something really cute someone would actually want to buy? Is your open server like on theme with your club name? Like if your club is something about tigers, is your open server themed, black and orange? Like, does it actually look like what your club is? Do you have a really nice logo? Is your Instagram all set up? Do you have nice photos of your club on there? You don't need a lot of members to start taking Instagram photos. If you started the club with a friend, you can simply just take photos with them and edit those, and I promise you will still get traction. You don't need like 10 people in a club photo for it to be considered a good photo. For a long time, I just took photos of myself, like just me, and just edited the crap out of that, and it works. People see the effort you put into your club, they see the effort you're putting into editing the photos, and if it's something really nice, then you can attract people with that. A lot of people don't realize that people on Star Stable, specifically ones that care about clubs, the look of your club matters a lot. Like a lot. And I'm the same way. I typically don't join clubs unless they have a few things set up that in my opinion are pretty essential, which is, the actual theme of the club, like whatever it is. I just want it to be set up and organized, and then the open server, and then the Instagram. If those 3 things are set up and they look nice, then I definitely consider those clubs. For example, they have a really cool looking logo, or they have good Instagram photos, or like I mentioned, having an open server that matches the theme. I myself have gotten members joining simply for the aesthetic alone. Like they just love the theme that I picked or the outfit or something like that, and because of that they were like, wow, like I want to join. If you don't know how to do stuff like this, like maybe you're new to having a Discord club, or maybe you're not using Discord at all for your clubs, which I will make a little section for that. There's a lot of Star Stable players that do know how to do these things, so maybe if you have a friend, or maybe you've seen someone in a Discord server that does these things for free, like they like editing Star Stable photos, they want to make free logos for you, stuff like that. There's a lot of people out there that will definitely do that for you, and a lot of people that will help you set up a Discord. You should definitely not underestimate how much people care about this specific thing. Your logo alone could make so many people join, and I know it seems kind of silly, but that's just how it is. Like, the way a club looks matters a lot, whether people agree or not. You will get people that don't care at all. You could not have your Instagram set up, not have an open server, nothing like that. You could just advertise in global and people will still join, of course. It just makes your life a whole lot easier when you have all these extra things helping to bring traction to your club. Before you even open applications, you should make sure all of these things are set up if you plan on doing any one of these things. Like, if you do have a particular theme that you want to do, make sure everything matches. If your club is something about wolves, maybe make your outfit gray. Make sure everything in that area is taken care of. If you're not sure whether your outfit is good or not, I recommend just asking people. Like, just ask them as like an outside perspective and be like, if you saw a club with this outfit and you wanted to join, would you actually want to buy this outfit, or would you join because you like the outfit? The second thing I want to talk about is the environment. This is probably the most important one, just because it's very essential to actually being a club that people want to stay in. Getting members is one thing. Having members that actually want to stay is something completely different. If you did the first step and everything is set up and really, really nice, and you get members because of that, they like the theme, they like the outfit, but then they join, and it's very stale in the club. You know, no one gets along per se. Like, maybe no one's mean, but no one gets along, and there's just really no chemistry with anybody, which is normal when they first join. But if it's something that continues going on and it's like no one is really friends at all, that can definitely harm your club a lot. A lot of people join clubs simply to make friends and have people to play with. If no one is making friends, sometimes there's no reason to really stay in the club. And that's when you'll get people leaving in a week because they're just like, this club isn't right for me. And they are fair to feel that way. If your club is in fact not a good space where people can actually make friends, then it's just not going to be a good club. So to start this, you can decide what kind of environment you want to have. Do you want to have players that are older? For example, maybe you want an adult club so everyone's more mature, or do you want younger people that are really silly and just, you know, you guys don't take anything seriously? Do you want a mix of both where you can be mature but also silly and everyone's really nice and kind? You know, what are you looking for? And don't stray away from what you are looking for just to get a member. For example, if it's an adult club, don't start accepting kids into the club. That ruins the environment. On top of this, you want to make sure everyone is actually a good person. You want to know that when you accept someone, they are not going to be bullying anyone, they are not going to be passive aggressive to anyone, and they just generally have a very kind and good personality. No one likes being anywhere where they can feel the hostility. You know, they can feel when someone's judging them or is just not a very kind person. Like, people can feel that. So if they join and you have multiple people in there that are just not exactly kind people, then you will likely get a lot of people leaving because of that. On top of this, you want to make sure your club is not the kind of club to hate on people or other clubs. I've been in a lot of clubs that simply have beef with other clubs for absolutely no reason. You as the owner should be making sure that stuff like this doesn't happen. And if you are the one that encourages your members to hate on other clubs or people specifically just because you don't like them, then you should take a look inward and maybe you shouldn't be owning a club right now. My next point is type of owner, which is kind of the same thing I was just talking about. What kind of owner do you want to be? You know, do you want to be an owner that's a little bit more strict? Again, not mean, but strict. Like, do you want to make sure everyone's being super active? Are you making sure that people getting the outfit really quickly? Like, what exactly is your vibe? I can say from experience being a club member in a lot of different clubs, I would definitely recommend that you are overly kind. It's hard when you join a club and you already don't have any friends there, but then the owner themselves also never talks to you. Like, literally the one that invited you, you don't really know them at all. I feel like every owner should definitely have a kind and outgoing personality, whether they're actually introverted or not. They should be trying to get to know every single member that joins on a deeper level than just, hey, welcome. Like, you have to be doing more than that. As an owner, there's going to be some things that happen that are going to be very stressful situations, and you're just going to have to learn to be able to function under pressure and under stress. Another thing is, do not be afraid to remove people. I know how hard it is to spend all day advertising in global and like advertising your open server, and you finally get someone that either applies or accept your friend request, and you know, they join and you know, they're just not a good fit. Whatever it is, maybe they're not following your club requirements, or they're just not getting along with people. Whatever it is, do not be afraid to remove them. It may take months to years to get actual quality people joining your club, but I would say it's so much more worth it to have, like, for example, 3 people that you can get along with well and they're kind to each other and you guys always have a good time when you're playing together, versus having like 20 people in your club, but most of them are very, very like rude or passive aggressive or either inactive. Inactive can also be a negative when it comes to clubs. I know, especially when you're starting out, it's going to be really, really hard, but I promise if you just stick with quality over quantity, everything will work out. One way to do this is to use a Google document application and have your members join that way through Discord rather than a friend request in global and talking to them there, because this is a way that you can actually ask them deeper questions without it being like censored by the chat. You are going to want to ask them questions such as, what are your hobbies? Why do you think you would fit into this club? What is your personality like? Doing this can help you get to know them and see if they would be a good fit for your club. Again, if you want a video on how to set all of these things up, I can definitely make one. I know there's a lot of people out there that either want to join clubs or make clubs, so I can definitely do that. The next one is quote unquote rules. And I say this because a lot of people have expectations in their clubs, but they honestly become more requirements. They just don't state that. Like on the application, it'll say, I don't know, age requirement 13 plus, but when you join the club, they say, oh yeah, by the way, you have to get our outfit in like a week. As a club owner, you should never make it so where your club members have to get anything in a certain time frame that doesn't actually align with how often we get star coins. For example, if the club horse is 950 star coins, why are you saying people have 2 weeks to get it? By 2 weeks, they only get 200 star coins, and even then, they might want to spend it on something else. I know you want everyone to have the club outfit and everything be really organized and nice looking, and that's great. But being aesthetic and having like nice Instagram photos isn't worth it when it comes to your members' peace of mind. I myself give my members 3 months to get just the outfit and another 5 to 6 months to get the horse, because the horse that I use is very expensive, and in total that's about like 9-10 months, and I think that's pretty fair. You don't have to give your club members almost a year to get the outfit, but you definitely have to give them enough time. If you want, you can give them the exact time. If your outfit is 500 star coins, give them 5 weeks. That is a fair amount because they can actually afford it within that time. I have pieces of clothing that were like 100 star coins themselves. Like just this shirt, I'm pretty sure, was 100 star coins. If that's the price of the outfit, why would I ask people to get it in a week? That's ridiculous. I know a lot of owners also encourage their members to just buy star coins to get the outfit and the horse, but I would not recommend that at all. I just simply want people to not spend money on this game unless they want to, and if they want, they can buy the outfit. If they don't want to, they can just wait. You should always be giving your members an option when it comes to real life stuff. That leads me to my next point, which is attendance. Depending on what your members are like maybe they're adults with jobs, or maybe they're kids that just stay home and play Star Stable, whatever it is, you want to make sure your expectations on their activity is tailored to that. You do not want to have activity requirements that demand full-grown adults to be getting on 3 times a week, and it's mandatory. Of course, if they want to do that, that is up to them, but that is not something that you really should be encouraging. It's simply just not realistic. So if you're going to have a club and there are people in there with lives, and they even said on the application, like, I'm pretty busy, I might only be able to attend one event a week, and you knew that and you still let them join, and because of that they can't meet your activity requirements, that's not going to be a good thing. This all comes down again to what you want your club to actually be like. If you want your club to be for active players, that is definitely allowed, and if you want, you can have super demanding expectations, but in general I do not recommend that. I personally plan to be super lenient with my club members. For example, if they have to go on break for whatever reason, they can let me know and I will give them a role in our Discord server saying on break, so that I know that they won't be active for a few weeks or a few months. You should never teach people that you should be prioritizing a game over real life. My next point is to be patient. Making a club is a huge commitment, and that is because of how much time and effort it takes to maintain it. It's one thing to just set everything up. That alone can take like hours and days. So everything, you want to just take it slowly, just day by day. If you're getting discouraged because you're doing everything you can, like advertising in global, advertising on Discord, friending people that are clubless, just everything, you're just doing everything, and it's still taking a while, and also, you followed all the steps, you have everything set up, and everything's really nice, just be patient. That you will definitely get people that are wanting to join. And after that, I recommend having good events. You want to make sure the events are something that people actually enjoy and will help people make friendships. This may take a long time depending on your circumstances. Like, if you're on a more inactive server and you're advertising in global there, you probably won't get many people. Or if you're just on that server, there's not a lot of people that are on that server, and so they might not want to move servers to an inactive server. Another thing is your disciplines. Are what you offer to people, is that something that a lot of people want, or is it something that only a few people want? For example, right now, dressage is something that is very prominent in a lot of clubs right now. So if you are a dressage club, you will likely get more members than someone that is strictly a drill club or a hangout club. In some ways, though, if you have a niche, that could also make you more popular, so that the very few players that are looking for something like racing or drill, they will probably find your club faster because there's not that many options. So you want to make sure that what you're offering is something that's fun and attractive to people. Okay, this section is for club members, those that are looking for clubs themselves and they don't want to own one. These are just general things that I think you should expect from clubs and stuff that you should look for. First off, the time frame to get the outfit. If you're joining a club and they are expecting you to get the outfit and horse within a few weeks, I recommend reevaluating whether or not you want to be in that club, just because it kind of sets the tone for how they're going to be. Mind you, if you like clubs like this and you don't mind getting the club outfit and club horse very quickly, and you don't mind demanding activity requirements, this is not for you. This is just for people that don't like those things and want to find something else. So if you do not like those things, there is definitely clubs out there that give you a lot of time to get the outfit. There's definitely a lot of clubs that are more lenient with activity, and they're just happy you're there and they don't expect a lot from you. For example, I only require my members to attend 2 events a month. This may seem like a lot to some people. This might not seem like a lot to other people. I have been in clubs where they require you to attend 3 practices per week, and you had to, otherwise you were considered inactive and you would be removed. I'm kind of in the middle ground with my club where I want active people, but if people need to take time away from the game for work or for school, whatever it is, they absolutely can. My last 2 points are toxicity and people's behavior. You definitely do not have to be in a club where they're constantly belittling and making fun of other people and other clubs, or being mean to you. I've been in a lot of clubs that were toxic, and I've also been in a lot of clubs that were neither good or bad. They were pretty neutral. I would say even a neutral club that is like, they're not exactly overly nice, but they're not toxic either. That can also be something that's just not right for you. I've been in a lot of big popular clubs, and I've been in a lot of small clubs, and you always want to have people that are super kind and friendly to you, because it actually makes you feel like you have friends. If you're looking for this, I recommend looking for smaller but organized clubs. I recommend looking on Instagram or Discord for their open servers. They typically have around 50 to 100 people in them. They have a good logo, they have a good Instagram, stuff like that. And you can test them out and see if you like them, see if they're what you're looking for. But typically the people in these clubs are a lot nicer and easy to get along with than really big clubs, because they have so many people to manage already that it's really hard for you to feel personally connected with anybody unless you're joining with a friend, for example. I am not an expert at owning clubs whatsoever, but I do have a lot of experience. I've owned a lot of clubs and been in a lot of clubs, big and small, and this is just what I picked up over the years. If you have any simple questions, you can definitely leave a comment down below. Like, if you're a club member, you can ask me where specifically to find clubs, or how to tell if a club would be a good fit for you based on just the outside. And if you're a club owner, you can ask me just more specific questions if you want, like, hey, I had this situation happen. I don't know how to handle it or prevent it from happening again. Just stuff like that, and I'd be happy to help. I hope this guide helped a lot of you guys out. I know that when I was owning clubs, I didn't have too many videos that went into detail about everything that you should be doing. I got very general tips, like have a good outfit, but they didn't really explain what that might look like or what to do if you like how to tell if it's a good outfit. So I hope all these little things were helpful. If you guys want, I can make this a series where I just continue on in every video. I explain like different aspects of a club and how to improve them. Anyways, you guys, I think that is it for now. If you watched this entire thing, thank you. I assume you really wanted some advice or some help if you did. So I hope that this really helped you. As always, you guys are loved and appreciated, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!